Paco, how are you?
Hi, Anton. Thanks for having me.
Yes, good afternoon to all the people watching on the live stream and watching on the replay. We have a very special guest, the Paco Magsaysay of Carmen's Best, and we'll talk to him. Congratulations again for winning Ultimate Taste Test 2021. We'll talk to him about Arctic and J&M Naughty Ice Cream. And this is his latest ice cream from Carmen's Best, and we'll be talking to him. Paano ba nagsimula yun, di ba? Paano ba nagsimula yung Paco? And please join us, like and share this video in Facebook and YouTube, Our Awesome Planet. Please share this with your family and friends. My name is Anton Diaz, founder of Our Awesome Planet, and we're awesome live with the Paco Magsaysay of Carmen's Best. Can you do a short English? Short Paco, all right. Thank you for having this discussion. So congratulations again
Of
for
course.
Arctic and JNM. Maybe not a lot of people know na you have Arctic and JNM. Paano ba nag-start to from, Carmen's Best, and why did you decide to have these two separate branding
Okay,
and
well,
flavors?
we started Carmen's Best in 2011. So this is our 12th year in the business. And when we first started Carmen's Best, we had different kinds of flavors. And some of the flavors had alcohol. No? If you remember, the first few flavors that we came up with in Carmen's Best was Secret Breakfast. And actually, yung He's Not Worth It namin, the original recipe, may alak yun. The
Ah,
original
ganon.
recipe of It's Not Worth It. Oh. But when we started catering to airlines, the airlines require our ice cream to be halal certified.
Okay.
And we were dealing with more airlines as the years went on. So we were doing work with Philippine Airlines, Qantas, Singapore Airlines, and Delta Airlines. And they're quite strict about the halal certification for our company. So when we decided to get halal para mag-comply kami sa mga airlines, and it was a very big part of our business, um, we had to remove the cereal milk, which had a strong following at that time, and then we had to remove the
Mm,
alcohol of He's Not Worth It. No, so we had to find an alternative to the alcohol that we were putting in He's Not Worth It. So yun, tapos nung nag-ano na kami, nag full halal na kami, wala na yung cereal milk at ay yung ano pala, yung secret breakfast at saka yung He's Not Worth It. People were asking for those two, that flavor, no, yung may alak.
mm-mm.
So we decided to come up with another line called J&M, and J&M stands for Jaime and Mikey, which are my two sons, my two
Oo.
boys. So at least wala na nag-aaway na
Wala na.
walang ice sa pangalan nila. So all my kids have a name in the ice cream. So yung J&M, yung Jaime and Mikey, naughty and nice cream. So yun yung parang tagline ng J&M. So we started with four flavors, and of course, one of the first flavors we wanted to make was the secret breakfast, which already
Mm-mm.
had a strong following from when we were selling it under Carmen's Best. And since it was very niche, may alak yung ice cream, we were targeting, older or more mature clients, and also working with yung mga secret bars or yung mga bespoke bars that were coming up
Oo.
4 or 5 years ago, no? Eh, nagkataon, parang the lockdown came, and then, nobody really knew how long that was gonna last or how grab it was going to be.
Oo.
So you just sort of work with that, and well, you can't do anything. I mean, if it's really shut down, then it's shut down or locked down, di ba?
Oo.
And then with regards to ano naman with Arctic, we already know that Carmen's Best has a high price, no, especially for food service, the food service sector. Sa dami ng na-meet namin na companies in the food service industry, many of them still didn't carry our ice cream Carmen's Best. So we
Mhm.
decided to come up with a lower priced or a value line ice cream that was not using fresh milk, not using fresh ingredients, because This part naman of these restaurants were not really looking for such a premium product, but they needed something that was more, kumbaga, abot kaya, for
Yeah.
their menu or for the items. So that's where Arctic naman comes in. But we noticed that some of our Carmen's Best clients that sell our ice cream Carmen's Best, they'll use Arctic for their milkshakes or for their affogatos or for their alamode or topping for the halo-halo, because our ube ice cream in Arctic is quite good. I mean, we really made it a higher quality compared to the other mass-produced ice cream. Kasi as I say, it has the DNA of Carmen's Best. So ano nga siya, abot kaya nga yung presyo, but tinaasan namin yung quality niya para lang yung product differentiation namin sa mga mass-produced ice cream.
Okay. Bakit why Arctic?
Wala na akong
Pang-apat
maisip
na
na iba.
anak ba yan? Pang-apat na anak.
wala naman akong anak na pangalan Arctic, no? But so, yun lang ang naisip kong pangalan. So, and if you notice, the name is not pangmasa. The color scheme that we use for Arctic is not, not very loud colors. It's really developed for food service. So, yung mga hotels, restaurants, coffee shops,
Yeah.
we're
But you
looking
sell it for
to
retail
penetrate.
then, di ba? But you sell it for retail
Yeah,
also.
we do retail, but not so much in groceries kasi napakamahal ng mga listing fees, mga electricity fees. So mahirap makipaglaban dun sa space na yun, no, which is they call it modern trade, no. So we sell it in our website, the carmensbest.com. We sell both the Arctic and the J&M, of course, as well as Carmen's Best.
Mm-hmm.
And the natural cheese. I haven't made.
Oh,
I sent you natural cheese. Yeah.
Not yet,
Yeah.
not yet. Can you tell
Okay.
us more about that also? Yeah. Di ba sabi mo
Well,
dati
natural
ayaw mo
cheese.
mag-cheese tapos ngayon.
Yeah. Yeah, kasi I'm not a big cheese head. I'm not a huge cheese person, no? But I noticed that our market or our clientele, they were looking for a natural cheese that was made locally, and the only other company that was doing it was Malagos cheese, no? I mean, we're talking about cow's milk, no? I'm not talking about goat's milk or Carabao milk. I'm talking about cow's milk. But
Yes.
the difference between us and Malagos is we own the farm. We own our own farm, whereas Malagos buys their milk from other farms. So kami, we know what we're getting. We know the quality of the milk and the whole value chain of the whole product from start to finish. Yeah.
So it's available on the website also.
On the
Tama ba?
website also, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this Carmen's Best, no? Carmen's Best website. Everything is here.
Oh,
It's a shopping portal.
nandiyan na lahat, pati yung keso. Oh.
Nandito yung keso. Can you see the keso? Ito.
Ayan, oh. So that's the tuma. That's the ice cream cake naman. We also make ice cream cakes now.
Ice cream
So we
cake.
have to
So what's the
really
story of the
come
ice
up with
cream
different
cake?
products.
What's the story of the
You
ice
know,
cream cake?
the first ice cream cake I made was about, I'd say 5 or 6 years ago. And it was for Washington Sisip. He was still alive at that time. So George Sisip, his son, called me up and wanted, kasi Wash really loved ice cream, and he would eat our ice cream a lot. And so George asked me if we could make an ice cream cake. I said, George, we don't make that, but for Wash, I will do it. So Wash is a close family friend, and I hired somebody who had knowledge with making ice. Kasi ice cream cake, that's already pastry. Hindi naman ako nag-aral ng pastry, no? Yung cake. Yeah. So I had to work with somebody who had some pastry background, and yeah, it turned out quite well naman. And it was just a challenge that, if it melted a little bit, the sides would sort of go down. So how we dealt with that was our plastic container is a little bit high on the sides. So even if it has a little bit of melting, then it won't really make a mess. So our ice cream cakes are 8-inch cakes, and then we have toppings on it. So it's selling actually quite well. Nagulat ako.
Talaga? Which one is the bestseller? Which one is the bestseller?
The chocolate. The chocolate is selling very well.
And
Yeah,
but the
the
ice cream is Carmen's Best or Arctic?
Yes, it's our Carmen's Best.
It's Carmen's Best. So parang
Yeah.
ice cream with toppings. Wow. Galing
Yeah.
Parang throughout the
Yeah.
pandemic, you have a lot of innovation. Parang
Yeah,
innovation.
kasi walang ginagawa, no? Nasa bahay ka lang. Di ba? I mean, no, nagga-garden tayo. I even published a book for my dad. I published a book. So
Uh,
you just try to keep busy, try to keep your mind preoccupied, doing different things and exploring and learning. So mahirap if you're not doing anything. As the saying goes, an idle mind is a devil's playground. So
yes.
so it's better to keep on doing things and keeping busy. Yeah,
Oo. And
yeah,
let's talk about Ultimate Taste Test. This is the second time you've joined it. And I remember the first
yes.
time you were introducing Carmen's Best in Rockwell. No? Maybe can you share with us your experience at the time and then itong 2021?
Yeah, well, the first time I joined, what was that? Was that the seventh or the sixth Ultimate Taste
Six,
Test
no?
back
Early,
in?
early pa yun eh. Oh, early pa yun
Yeah,
eh.
yeah, and I think Facebook was just sort of starting in the market. This was around
Yes, correct.
2011
Oh,
or 2012, right? Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
wala pang Instagram noon, walang Instagram, walang TikTok, wala yun, no? It was primarily, I think multiply, meron pa yung multiply.
Merong multiply ng
Meron,
time na yun. Meron.
yeah. Time ko yun. So multiply. But
Oh,
yeah, so we joined the Ultimate Taste Test in Rockwell, and we actually featured the milk and the ice cream. And
yes.
ice cream is basically a dairy product. So when people tried the milk and then they tried the ice cream, oh, okay, so it makes sense that you're making ice cream because you own the farm. And we won first place at that contest. No, I think it was 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, when you
And we
started.
we yeah, 2011. So we used that content to boost our post in Facebook. And I think Facebook at that time was looking for a lot of content to promote or to help. No, and the algorithms back then are a lot different than the algorithms now. So we got a lot of good press from winning the Ultimate Taste Test back in 2011, and it's just sort of snowballed as the years went on.
Yes.
And then we didn't join anything else because the Arctic and the JNM just really was launched primarily
Facebook.
early part of this year. So we
Oo
didn't
nga.
we didn't have anything to enter in your contest the years prior to this
Oo.
past Ultimate Taste Test. Yeah.
Oo. Anong feedback? How was the feedback of the people with the JNM and Arctic? I think they like the alcohol ice cream no? Parang ang daming
Yes.
nag-feedback nung
Yeah.
alcoholic ice
Yeah.
cream.
We got a lot of positive feedback with the JNM. And I think the Irish coffee that uses Bailey's was one of the
Yes.
very strong. Also the Kahlua coffee was also quite well received by the people attending the Ultimate Taste Test. No?
Oo. Ano yun?
So it was a,
Malalasing
it
ka
was
ba
a good
niyan?
crowd. No, naman,
Malalasing
it's
ka ba niyan
only
pa ako?
1.5% alcohol content. It's like when you make mango flambe and then you put some alcohol and then you light it up, di ba? Parang mas deep ang taste ng mango flambe pag
Oo.
may konting alak, no? So even when you cook fish and then you put some white wine or when you cook with alcohol, it enhances the taste of the food.
Yes. Pero
Yeah.
parang ang tapang nung alcohol, no? Nalalasahan mo kasi talaga with the ice cream.
Yeah. What we always don't want to put too much because it also affects the freezing, di ba? When there's alcohol, it
Oo.
changes the freezing point, di ba? So we try to keep it at a minimum. And also we don't want naman people to get, too tipsy when they're taking our ice cream. So it's more konting buzz lang, konting buzz.
Oo, hindi pwede sa kids yan. Hindi pwede sa kids.
No, 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 because this lowers your inhibitions a little bit. So when you lower your inhibitions, then anything can happen. So
Oo nga.
we call it
Yeah.
naughty and nice. So,
Yes. Ang galing, no? After a long
yeah,
time, with
yes,
parang konti lang innovation. I know you were building from the home kitchen ka pa nung start na yun. And then
yes, yeah.
you
We are
build
still doing it from
your
the house.
capacity. Oh, from the
Yeah,
house, di ba?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I- uh, and to today, no, ang daming innovation. So what I wanted to ask is, having experienced the pandemic for you, and just to for people watching, there you guys are heavily affected because these are restaurants, airlines, and
Yes,
then
yeah,
stream of innovation. What motivated you throughout this time? Maybe what's your learning throughout this pandemic for the last 1.5 years that you could share with our other food entrepreneurs, no? Para we can learn from you. You're the master on this, eh, in a sense. By now, you're innovating
yeah,
throughout the challenges.
yeah. Well, I didn't catch the last part of your question, but pretty much regarding the what did we learn during the pandemic, and why did we come up with different products? Well, more than anything, as you mentioned, we were really hit hard when the food service sector and hospitality, even the airlines was really hit, no, during the lockdown. And a big part of our business is working with other businesses or other restaurants, coffee shops, hotels, resorts, and airlines. Kaya ang laki ng tama sa amin, no? Because that we were hit so much, we had to look for other products to push or to sell. um, we also don't just make ice cream because it's very expensive to store ice cream. So we normally just make ice cream when it's ordered. And since the orders really went down, we weren't working anymore 5 days a week because the orders were really down compared to the pre-pandemic. So we were paying for rent in our plant, and then we were paying our salaries for our people, and they were not even working because we didn't get so many ice cream orders. So we had to come up with other products, and the same way we came up with the ice cream when we couldn't sell the milk fast enough back in 2010, 2011. I was lucky enough to come across an Italian national who lives here in the Philippines and who happens to know how to make very good cheese. So we worked with him. I still remember the day. It was September 6, 7, and 8. That was a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And he came to our plant for 3 straight days to teach us how to make natural cheese. So, what is natural cheese? Natural cheese is made from fresh milk. You cannot make natural cheese using UHT milk. You cannot make natural cheese using powdered milk. You have to use fresh milk, no? And from the fresh milk, we depending on what type of cheese we make, we use rennet, or it's a coagulant to coagulate the milk. And then whether it's a pressed cheese where you press the cheese curds or you just let it settle on its own, iba-iba yung style niya. So even though that the milk is the same, the rennet's the same, the process, the temperature, the humidity is different for each one, and even the length of aging, that you can have 3 or 4 different types of cheese that's so different. Although it comes from the same milk and it uses the same rennet, no. So nakita namin that people who buy cheese have a very different mindset compared to buying ice cream, no. So
Mm-hmm.
people who buy cheese, when they spend to buy cheese, it's nothing for them to spend 2, 3, or 4,000 pesos buying cheese. But when they buy ice cream,
Ganon.
they're complaining at 6 or 700 pesos. They're already complaining, no? So I'm like saying, hey, these are the same guys that buy our ice cream, but when it comes to buying cheese, iba yung mindset nila. And I think that's also one thing that we played on is our reputation in the market, that we make high quality products, that we don't cut corners with what we make or what we offer in the to our customers. So alam naman nila na we will not disappoint. So
Okay.
it's very important in business that you protect your reputation, kasi once masira na yan, mahirap ibalik yan kung maibabalik pa. So the reputation of your company or your brand is, for me, is critical, especially for us. We make ice cream, now we make cheese, and we plan to make other dairy products. And I'm sure when we do come up with other dairy products, the market will want to try it, at least because of the reputation we have and the quality that we put out in the market. Talking about the lockdown, I think it was important to, as I mentioned, keep yourself busy, or you keep your mind preoccupied. I mean, I got into um, planting gulay for a while. I mean, understanding how that the morning sun is different from the afternoon sun and all these things for the gulay. And yeah, so it's just you're just constantly learning. You're constantly learning, and all these little things that you learn, it somewhat helps your own product in one way or another. Let's say about the gulay or the spices that I would grow, I use some of it now for the cheese. So it's really interesting how it sort of somehow interconnects with each other. The vegetables to the dairy to the milk and whatnot. So it's I find it very interesting. So I'm lucky that I do what I do because I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm just playing the whole time. Yeah. So that's also important that you do something that you enjoy, because if you don't really enjoy it, I don't think you'll spend a lot of time doing it, diba? So that's one thing I always talk to young entrepreneurs, is to make sure that you get into something you enjoy, because you're gonna
Yes.
have to spend a lot of time doing it. And if you're just after the money, good luck na lang sa'yo, because you're not gonna spend a lot of time doing that work.
Mhm.
Yun.
All right. Now, congratulations again. Just to close our conversation, what's in store for Carmen's Best for 2022? And maybe can you give us insight in terms of the reopening? Ano ba? Bumalik na ba yung lahat ng restaurants? Bumalik na ba yung airlines and travel? What are your projection for 2022, or how are you planning for 2022?
Well, I think we're still very cautious in terms of coming up with such high growth numbers for 2022, because as you guys see naman, things are starting to come back, but it's very far from what it was pre-pandemic, no? So
Okay.
I think I'd rather be cautious than be very aggressive about it. But the few restaurants and that are starting to open and entertain more people to their establishments. We try to reach out to them and touch base with them, and hopefully we're able to get more business this time, because we have a wider range of products. We're not anymore limited to just one ice cream line, which is very expensive, which is Carmen's Best. Now we have Arctic and the other brand, J&M.
Uh,
So, we also have the natural cheese, which a lot of hotels have started to order from us, because the fact that it's a local cheese and it's naturally made, parang nakakaiba siya, no? And
Oo nga.
they know that we have a farm, and then so from the farm we show them pictures of how we make the cheese and all that. So a lot of the Europeans, when they understand that it's really made with fresh milk and using rennet, and so we show them that we're doing it the proper way, and pag nakakain naman nila talagang. So last night there was a Christmas party for the Italian Chamber of Commerce, and I'm a member of that. And
Mhm.
I gave out free cheese, and they were really happy with the cheese. No, they
Talaga.
just said I
Pasado.
cannot call it. Oh, I cannot call it cachota. I cannot call it tuma or gorgonzola, because to call it gorgonzola, it has to be made in a certain part of Italy only,
Oo.
di ba? Kasi the milk is to that
So, anong
particular
tawag
part
mo?
of, yeah. So we call it. Well, somebody said to call it Carmen Zola. And I said it sounds a little weird, man. I said, I don't want to call it Carmen Zola. Kawawa naman yung anak ko, di ba? So, ang cute ng baby ko eh. Tatawagin natin Carmen Zola. So I
Hindi.
just call it a Gorgonzola-like cheese. So it's not Carmen Zola.
Ah. Baka sa apo na. Mga apo na dapat ang pangalan.
Oh, si
Next line
Tali.
na.
Tali yung anak ko. Oh, yung apo ko. May apo na ako eh.
Oo
Yeah,
nga.
I'm a lolo
Yes.
already.
Lola
Yeah,
na.
I
Proud
love it.
lolo.
Lolo Paco. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Paco, for sharing all your insights. And it's always inspiring to talk to you. Just to close, please invite them to buy Carmen's Best, and shout out to the people you want to thank.
Yes, well, first of all, I'd like to thank the team of Carmen's Best, from Jojo Dalmasio to Arwin Red, Cheng Lopez, the rest of the management team, my son Jaime Magsaysay. We all had to really tighten our belts this past year and a half, almost 2 years, no? And despite the fact of the drop in business, we did our best to pay full salary to all our people. To our suppliers and to the rest of the Carmen's Best team. Thank you so much for just hanging in there the last few months and coming up with all these other products. It was very stressful in the office because we were coming up with all these different products, and sometimes people tend to raise their voice and what. But we had to survive. We had to survive the pandemic. You may purchase our products in through our website, which is carmensbest.com. And you may purchase the 3 lines of ice cream, which is Carmen's Best, J&M, Naughty and Nice Cream, and the Arctic line, which is the value line. We have ice cream cakes now, and of course, we also have the natural cheese. So all of the milk we source from our own dairy farm in Bai, Laguna. The farm is called Real Fresh Dairy. They have their own website. I should actually link it to my site so people can just visit it. But if you search Real Fresh Dairy, that's the farm my father and his friends put up back in 2007, 2008. Yeah.
All right. Congratulations again.
Thank
Maraming
you.
salamat.
Thank you.
Very inspiring again. Thank you so much. And guys, if you're watching this, please forward this to your family and friends who will be interested with the Carmen's Best story. And you can, tama ba, Paco? Only website exclusive lahat ng mga bagong product, no? It's not available.
Yes. It's not available in other
Or
online merchants.
in your store. Di ba you have a store or wala
In
muna
power
yung stores?
plant.
In
Yung
power
sa
plant.
Alabang Town Center, we had to close it. It was
Okay.
really draining us, and it was staffed pa rin. So we had to close the one in Alabang Town Center. But we have in power
Rockwell.
plant.
In power
Yeah,
plant.
we're launching up a soft serve service using fresh milk. So
Talaga?
I'll let you know
Anong-
if you guys can come over, bring your kids over, then we can
Oo.
do some free tasting.
Anong peg? Parang Hokkaido soft serve or hindi? Your own version?
It's our version, so it's really fresh milk. When you say Hokkaido milk, that Hokkaido milk is coming from Japan, but that's UHT processed, meaning ultra high temperature.
Oh,
So
yes.
UHT pa rin ang dating niya, which is very different from fresh milk. So yeah, we always go by
Wow.
quality.
For ano ba yan? For December or next year na?
December,
Soft serve.
yeah, because we're testing it on tomorrow, Saturday, we're testing it. So
Wow.
alam mo naman tayo mabilis, di ba? Action agad.
Baka bisitahin namin para matikman natin.
Of course, anytime.
And the cheese is available in the Rockwell store, no? Tama ba?
We have some stock there, but it's better to buy online because there you'll get the options of the different cheeses. But in the Rockwell store, baka minsan kulang yung stock namin. Kasi fresh cheese siya, hindi siya yung naka-processed cheese tapos naka-vacuum seal. Hindi siya ganun eh. It's just sealed.
Galing. All right.
Yeah,
Maraming
thank you.
salamat. Thank you. Congratulations
Thank
again
you.
for winning Ultimate Taste Test as usual and for all your innovation. Live an awesome
Thank
life,
you.
guys. Thank you for watching as well. Can you do a short